Here we go into Chapter 6. Chapter 6 talks about the discrete probability distribution. So we'll be covering two sections in this chapter. And remember, when we talk about discrete variables are variables that we count and that they're not measured. So they have whole number outcomes that they can take on. Remember from what you learned last chapter that also all of the probabilities should sum to 1. One of the important things that we'll learn in section 6.1 is how to calculate the mean of these discrete probability distributions. So you can think of the mean as being the same as the expected value. One of the good examples to demonstrate the idea of expected value is a roulette wheel. So I have another video put on the discussion board that you can look at for the roulette problem. And you can also look at problem number 31 in our book, and you can go through it and pose questions if you want to for our discussion board this week. The second section talks about the binomial probability distribution. It's still a discrete distribution, but the interesting thing about it is that you can only have two values, that your random variable can only take on two values. So even though in this document I say that the ideas are yes and no, win, lose, those types of things, they can also be many types of other things. Like, let's think about something like blood type. But let's say I'm interested in an A positive. So I ask people what their blood type is, and if they say A positive, that's going to be the idea of a yes. If they say anything else but A positive, that's going to be a no. So it belongs in exactly two values, but you could have many, many, many values. It's the idea of A positive blood type or not A positive blood type. So don't just think that it has two outcomes. This is well developed in our section, and we're going to be using our calculator to calculate those. So I wanted you to try to use the table as you're going through them a couple of times. And so the table's in the appendix of our book. And I think that kind of helps you get the feel for these binomial distributions. And then you can use your calculator and use binomial PDF and binomial CDF. Again, I have those videos for the calculator to look through. The difference is binomial PDF means a point distribution. So if you're looking at the probability of 3 or the probability of 7, that would fall under the binomial PDF. Binomial CDF stands for cumulative density function, and so that means that you're cuming all the way up to that number. So practice with it. Give me any thoughts on the discussion board. You can look at the videos. You can look at the roulette problem video, and let's have a good discussion this week.